What's good, everybody? Hopefully you guys are doing good. So we are back today for another video, and today I got a lot to cover for you guys. So I'm gonna go over the debate, obviously, that hopefully everybody saw last night, and if you didn't, it's okay. I'm gonna give you the breakdown. You didn't miss out on too much. I couldn't hear what was happening half the time. And also an update with Boeing. Interesting things so you guys can look at. Now before we begin here, this is my Twitter page in case you guys are not already following. What are you waiting for? The fun never ends. Go ahead and click follow. I post here regularly. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, this is the best place to put it, and I can respond to you fairly quickly. We are currently at 441 followers, and it's been growing, all that good stuff. Okay, let's continue. Alright, so why did I point out Boeing? Well, as you guys can see, Boeing is trending on Twitter. And quick disclaimer, I do own Boeing stock. Now, let me load it up here real quick. There we go. So I own Boeing stock, but I have not purchased any more of Boeing because why? They have suspended their dividends at the moment, and all the issues going on with the 737 MAX and all that good stuff, I've been very, very hesitant, so I have not touched Boeing at all. Now what's going on? So Boeing is going to consolidate 787 production in South Carolina, leaving Everett, as the report says. Looks like they're going to be consolidating. At this point, they are losing a lot of money with everything going on with the bad publicity that has recently been going on and everything else. FAA chief will pilot Boeing 737 MAX in Seattle Wednesday as ungrounding nears. So it looks like they might be getting closer to having the plane up and running. However, with Boeing, like I said, you gotta do your own research. This is not financial advice, but for me personally, guys, too much uncertainty. I don't like it. Plus, you suspend dividends. I don't like that either. Keep your dividend, get it together. Now, if they were to reinstate the dividend, would I keep it or purchase more? Maybe. But at this point in time, like I said, I'm down quite a bit. I'm just keeping it where I'm at. I'm waiting for the price to kind of go up so I can kind of sell at a loss, but not too much of a loss. Like I said, wishful thinking. That's where I'm at with Boeing. As you guys can see though, let's go all the way to 6 months. Alright, so currently it is at 165.26 per share. Market cap is 93 billion. The yield was close to 5%. Now as you guys can see, in about June 8th, June 9th, it was right around 230 a share. That's the highest it was for a while. However, now it's kind of been up and down. It's hovering at 165. And yeah, 52-week high was 382, 52-week low was 89. And yeah, as you guys can see, the further back we go, it was in the low hundreds, 120, 130. So that's why, like I said, too much uncertainty. I look at the news. Kramer sees Boeing stock as a buy ahead of 737 MAX validation. But like I said, they're going to move their production to South Carolina as well. And there's not really a whole timeline for when these things are going to get done. And there's always going to be a hiccup or something that takes this thing longer. For that reason, I'm not going to be touching Boeing, guys. Okay, now let's move on. Well, there's one more thing here. Boeing deals a $15 billion blow. Like I said, all these headlines, I would go through them if you were serious about looking at them, but for me, we done. Let's move on. The debates, guys. Last night, so we had Trump and Biden. The first debate, as election is about, let's see, October, less than 2 months away, guys. So we're right around the corner, and I'll be completely honest, I don't like either side, right? So I'm not leftist, I'm not rightist, I'm independent. Okay, that's just me. However, both of them were pretty hard to watch. Okay, it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of bickering like kids. My head was hurting, guys. I had to step away. It didn't feel real to me. It felt like an SNL skit. Biden told Trump to shut up, man. Yes, I'm not kidding you guys. That's a fact. Go ahead and look it up. Shut up, man, and other insults and interruptions. In a debate that was the political equivalent of a food fight, the winner was the man who emerged least covered in slop. You know what? This is from BBC.com, and I will say that that is a pretty good way of putting it, because yeah, both of these guys did a whole lot of craziness. Will you shut up, man? That was from Biden. Biden said that. That made a series of chaotic exchange with Trump questioning Biden's intelligence and Biden calling Trump a clown, shushing him and asking indignantly, "Will you shut up, man?" Those are direct quotes from the debate. Let's continue on here. Biden's deliberate camera movement. Trump had to defend a pandemic response that has resulted in more than 200,000 Americans deceased. He did so by saying the steps he's taken prevented more deaths and suggesting Biden would have made things worse. I think in the future, though, one thing these guys can do is the debate has to be longer than what they had, because it was kind of a joke, guys, right? They had 2 minutes to cover a topic, and the other person would refute it, and obviously they're going to have questions, they're going to challenge each other, but it just felt very, very tamed for the most part, besides these guys cutting each other off every 2 seconds, and it just being a complete circus just to keep the language clean here, guys, right? Because we want to be family friendly, everybody can watch this, you can learn something. It was crazy. A lot of people died, and a lot more people are going to die unless he gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker, said Biden. People want their places open, Trump said. People want to be safe, Biden countered. It just felt like they were going back and forth, and not a whole lot of policy was being brought up that was going to help anything. Biden was saying how the economy is in shambles. When Obama and him left, the economy was good, but they're saying that Trump is opening up too soon because of all the people who are getting infected and getting sick. So it doesn't make any sense. You either want to open the economy and have people safe, or you're going to sacrifice people's safety for the economy. Again, not here to pick a side. You guys decide which side you guys want to be on, what you think is true or false, but just giving you something to think about. Biden accused Trump of fomenting racist divisions, while Trump swiped at Biden's support of a 1993 anti-crime bill that led to higher incarceration rates for blacks. So this was a good point that Trump made, because Biden did support this bill in 1993, and the criminals were called super predators. Hillary Clinton also did support that bill, and I wish he kind of spent more time on that. Trump, he could have really harped on it, the difference between that crime bill and the bill that he passed. Trump's bill that was passed, I think it was a year or two ago, it released people from prison for crimes that weren't serious, like drug related and all that good stuff. Something to keep in mind, this is not 1950. All these dog whistles and racism don't work anymore. Biden said the suburbs are by and large integrated. He added that the real threat to the suburbs was the bug and climate change. That was per Biden. When Biden was asked whether the self-professed leader of the Democratic Party he had called on the mayor of Portland or the governor of Oregon to take steps to stop the unrest in the city, he demurred, saying he no longer held elective office. The death of George Floyd and resulting conversations about institutional racism and police violence led to mass demonstrations, the likes of which the U.S. had not seen in decades. Tuesday's debate shed little light on those history-making moments. So, yeah, that basically sums it up, guys. There was a lot of name-calling, a lot of interruptions. This is from NPR. Trump derails first presidential debate with Biden and 5 other takeaways. NPR is a more left-leaning media outlet. This is a good picture, guys. Look at this. This guy, Wallace. Look at the way it's set up. You can even tell. It's like Wallace and Biden versus Trump. That's what it felt like the whole night. I had to ask myself, is Trump debating Biden or Wallace? Because it was hard to tell sometimes. We need to get a new moderator, guys. Just saying. I think the Joe Rogan idea that was being tossed around could be a good one. It couldn't get much worse than this. He had no control of the debate. And it wasn't really even a debate. It felt like an SNL skit. I think the president overplayed his hand tonight, Santorum said on CNN. Even for Trump, he went too far. Trump likely did nothing to expand beyond his base. Biden missed opportunities. Trump tried to tie Biden to the far left, but it didn't work. Trump's response on handling of the bug was more of the same. And good luck to the next moderator. There you go, guys. Wallace said his goal was to be invisible before the debate. That did not happen, guys. He was there, like I said, half the time Trump was debating Wallace, half the time he was debating Biden. What this felt like to me, guys, if you remember watching the Mike Tyson fights in the 80s and 90s, Mike Tyson would come out swinging, knocking people out in the first round. That's what this, Trump just came out here swinging, and Biden was like a rookie who just taking the hits left and right. That's really what it felt like. And then Trump accidentally was hitting the referee too, when he should have just been focusing on Biden. That's really what it felt like the entire night. For part of the debate, Trump looked like he was controlling the stage. He interrupted, constantly tried to distract, deflect, and interject. That's fairly typical Trump behavior, but a few things in particular were egregious. He did talk about Biden's son, not Hunter, but Bo. Bo's the one who I think passed away in 2015. I think he had cancer or something. But Hunter Biden, he brought up his cocaine use in the past and it backfired. Biden looked directly in the camera turn something he really talks about into a positive, sympathetic mode. My son, like a lot of people you know at home, he had a drug problem. Biden said he's overtaken it, he's fixed it, he's worked on it, and I'm proud of him. That was from Biden. And then later, Chris Wallace was really adamant on Trump denouncing these right-wing groups, and Trump kind of did that. He basically said that he, to the Proud Boys, stand back and stand by, and then denounced left-wing groups. Proud Boys now using the Trump's words as part of a new logo. So who knows what's going to happen in that situation, guys. But yeah, Biden, it seemed like he should have came out swinging more. He could have had picked things that would have more benefited him, and it seemed very soft. That's just what I'm just telling you guys the truth. The debate, it seemed very soft, at least from Biden's end. Trump was kind of all over the place. He should have been more focused, but that's kind of how a Trump debate goes. All right, let's pause the video here. This is from ABC News. Biden calls Trump's debate performance a national embarrassment as he kicks off train tour. Biden blasts Trump as he tried to appeal to voters in 2 pivotal swing states. So these debates and election, it's going to come down to the states, right? So North Carolina is one of the main states. That's the reason why Trump's been here a lot this year, is because he's trying to appeal to that. And then also Biden's going to Ohio, Pennsylvania, 2 states that show the former president above 50% in recent polling. All those swing states are going to come down to the wire. And you know when Trump's in town, because traffic on the freeway is always crazy. Even though it's always crazy, it gets extra crazy, guys, when Trump's in town. That's just the way it goes. Now, let's continue on. And what's interesting too, guys, Chris Wallace, right? He is working for Fox, but it really felt like he was working with Biden or just trying to help him out, throwing softball pitches. That's just what it seemed like. This is from the Washington Post, guys, Trump's best friend. Joe Biden won round 1 of the debate. Round 2 is happening now. All right, let's continue on. The CNN poll, 60% of viewers thought Biden did the best job in the debate, while only 28% said the same of President Trump. 48% of debate watchers said Biden won the debate, 41% said Trump prevailed, and 10% believed the debate was a tie. I wouldn't say that the debate was a tie. It was just chaotic on both ends. It was kind of hard to tell who won. It was just overall chaotic. Trump is right to panic, an opinion piece. There's no universally agreed upon rubric for determining who won or lost the debate, much less this raucous and unconventional. The American people are the only judges who count. Waiting a week to hear what you think may not be satisfying, but it is smart. So basically, guys, there's not really a whole lot of positive things about Trump that are going to be surfacing that I've seen. All right, let's skip over this one. Okay. CNN Politics post-debate CNN poll, 6 in 10 say Biden won the debate. And of course, CNN, we know, is going to be more favorable towards Biden and not so favorable towards Trump. Continue on here. What else we got? All right, let's get rid of that one. Associated Press, chaotic first debate, taunts overpower Trump-Biden visions. The most tumultuous presidential debate in recent memory. Yeah, this one was definitely different, guys. I don't think I've ever seen a debate that was like this, where both sides were just cutting each other off, not letting each other talk. It was very frustrating and hard to watch, guys. It was a dirty debate. That's the best way to put it. Trump's not a response declaring, I'll tell you, Joe, you could never have done the job that we have. You don't have it in your blood. I know how to do the job, was the promise from Biden, who served 8 years as Obama's vice president. We won the election. Elections have consequences. We have the Senate, we have the White House, and we have a phenomenal nominee respected by all. Trump criticized Biden over the former president's refusal to comment. Vice President's refusal to comment on whether he would try to expand the Supreme Court in retaliation if Barrett is confirmed to replace the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That idea has gained momentum on the party's left flank. I don't know too much about that situation, but if I get more news on that, I will keep you guys posted. Let's continue on here. Recent months have seen major protests after the death of black people at the hands of the police. Biden said the country faces a problem with systemic racism, and that while the vast majority of police officers are decent, honorable men and women, there are bad apples and people have to be held accountable. All right, let's continue on. This is from Business Insider. People who follow Trump's advice and hang around watching polling places will be prosecuted, Nevada's Attorney General says. Now, this was something that was very interesting, guys. It came up in the interview. It felt like an interview. The debate that I hadn't heard too much about. The polling places, apparently Trump was suggesting that places where they take the polls, there's issues going on, and people were voting twice. Like I said, I don't know the details. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's false. Do your own research. However, I guess Trump was saying people were going just to watch and make sure that things are being done correctly, but I don't know if states are going to allow it and what the rules are for each state, because I know states vary a little bit in terms of the voting laws and all that good stuff. Trump made this suggestion in his debate against Joe Biden on Tuesday, where he also refused to commit to accepting the election result and basically claimed, as he has for months, that mail-in voting is fraud. Trump has for months been groundlessly casting the doubt of the integrity of the election outcome. And I think both sides did agree that regardless of who wins, they're going to step down and allow the person to come and take over, whoever wins the debates. CNBC pollsters see Trump-Biden debate as embarrassing, say it encouraged people not to vote. They felt like they didn't get the policy they're looking for. It actually makes them less likely to vote for any candidate. President Trump and Biden held a bitter 90-minute debate Tuesday night, the first of 3 scheduled debates ahead of the November 3rd election. Insults and interruptions mar the first debate from Reuters. Alright, got a few more tabs for you guys and we're going to call it a day. Trump slightly shifts tone on the Proud Boys. I can only say they have to stand down. The president said of a far-right extremist after telling them during the presidential debate to stand by. So Trump's trying to keep his public image and be kind of neutral towards that stuff. Forecasters raised probability of Biden victory 3% points after the debate. This is from The Hill. NPR, the final thing here. Trump's call for poll watchers raises fear about voter intimidation. Again, guys, this development is going to be interesting. I don't know how this is going to play out, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens, because this is something that I don't think we've had it before. The poll watching whole thing, I mean, people just go and they vote, and I don't know what the issue is, but apparently people got to watch the polls and all that good stuff. So there you guys have it. The debates were absolutely chaotic, out of control, and it didn't really tell us a whole lot that we didn't know. We kind of know the talking points from Trump, and we know where Biden stands on a lot of this stuff, Obamacare, all that good stuff. It was just basically a circus for these two guys. That's where we are currently at this point in time. Anyways, in about, I think next week, we're going to have the vice president's debate, Harris and Pence, and then I think 2 weeks from today or 2 weeks from now, we're going to have another Trump and Biden debate. That's, I believe, at the town hall, and that's the big main one that everyone watches. Anyways, thank you for watching. That's going to be the video. As always, not subscribed, don't subscribe. Like it, only a like. Until next time, peace.